Welcome one and all to another amazing night here in Tranquility.
We absolutely are in for a treat of a match here tonight, no question about it.
And the grenades from Pompu eliminate everybody on the field.
Now I'm doing something as well. It's going to be a fly as a death buff them, and it's going to be huge. Fighting three.
The double kill with the Bastion ulti? Alright, I see you guys.
For B-Well, look to find a stick there, finds the stick, they find two with it!
Those who find the picks will save the fight, and they don't really need to save what they've already won.
And Cam with the four-man punch off the map!
Experience tranquility.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Tranquility, where the playoffs are getting started right here, right now. We're starting off tonight in the Harmony Tier. 8 games are going on at the same time, but we are going to be focused on Insidious versus Ragnarok Freyja. My name is Dexatron. I am joined by McMissile tonight. Man, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. As you've said, a lot of games going on at the same time, and for this one as well, holy smokes, it's the start of the playoffs for Harmony, for all the tiers, and for this one's gonna be Harmony Tier, and holy smokes, dude. So to set a little bit of a stage for this map in particular, a lot of predicting Tranquility people, Insidious sweep, Insidious 3-1 by Choi, which is nice, and then they all basically say that they get knocked out by Jersey Boys right away, so the odds are, it's not looking too pretty for the playoffs so far, but do you have some richness to add?
I mean, everyone's saying that, you know, one team's going to win this. I kind of want to give it to the other team that they didn't say. Like, normally when you see a lot of people going one way, you know, it just leaves, it says they don't have a lot of faith in the other team. But I'm going to say I have faith in Ragnarok Freyja here tonight. I feel like they could actually surprise a lot of people here tonight, McMissile.
I'll root with you. I'll root with you. We're obviously unbiased, but I'll root for you. And holy smokes, did you speaking of Ragnarok Freyja, did they have anything to say about that? Are they just gonna let that slide?
I mean, I did ask their team captain Ono some questions earlier today, and you know, I asked them how they prepared for this game here, and they basically said they've kind of kept it about the same, the same way they've been practicing all throughout the season. They did mention some stuff about some IRL issues, but I'm not gonna get too much into that here. But like I said, I feel like with everyone kind of not even believing in them, they might be able to come out here and surprise tonight a little bit. Maybe Insidious might let it get into their heads a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And you're 4-4. I wouldn't say that's necessarily grounds for an ego. You necessarily Ragnarok 3-5. They've definitely still got some fight in them. And I mean, for the first map being Nepal. Oh my goodness gracious, the fight is most definitely going to be on. I mean, what kind of, like, the compositions wise, it looked like Ragnarok Freyja something a bit more toe to toe.
Yeah, and again, I asked both team captains here normally what they like to play, what they think their best comp is. Freyja said they like to play a Rhine Ram brawl. On the other hand, Insidious, they told me that they basically said their best comp is a Sigma poke comp, basically, or a poke comp with either Ram or Sig. They actually went into great detail. Like, they said the poke comp really works for them, allows their team to go double snipers, Bap and Zen on the support line, and they said it just allows everyone to kind of pop off when they can. And you know, I like when a team captain says that. It really shows me that they have a lot of faith, not only in their own play, but the play of the rest of their team.
Absolutely, the confidence for either of these teams is just totally at the wazoo. They really want to give their all. Insidious is definitely looking to try and make at least some sort of a name so far to start it off. Heading into Nepal, whenever that may be. What kind of composition from, because both of these teams, they said that their compositions kind of going about a very big difference from one another. How do you think Nepal? What do you think Nepal favors?
I mean, throughout the season, we've seen a lot of different comps come out on Nepal. We've seen ball comps come out and work to great success. We've seen brawl comps come out and work to great success. We've also seen, you know, poke comps come out and work. And because there's 3 different points, and every point kind of plays into a different playstyle depending on how your team is. So we could see easily on Sanctum maybe a brawl, Village may. Oh no, my bad. Sanctum maybe a poke, Village a brawl because of how small that control point is. And I'm forgetting the last what?
Shrine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last point there, but we could see a lot of different comps come out here tonight. And honestly, I feel like whoever wins his first map is going to be able to come out here and at least throw the first punch, in my opinion.
Absolutely, and especially if it's the map with the environmentals on the side. Oh man, like it's gonna be so easy for like a poke composition that Insidious may run. A Sigma, you know, zoning everybody off the point. Point control is gonna be definitely a big kind of factor heading into this. Let's see. I guess we'll finally get to see what kind of compositions they will be wanting to run here. Well, the 2, a 1, and there we go.
Ready for battle.
Whew. Looks like looks like they both wanted to run a brawl comp here on this first point. Just another quick reminder, everyone, there are 8 games currently going on right now. We will try to keep you updated on all the scores throughout the night tonight.
Yeah, oh, holy smokes. And just for this one to be amongst one of them, holy smokes, a Ramatra double brawl. I mean, this is going to be, it's not necessarily a mirror, but look at the support lineups for either of these teams. Insidious is looking a little bit dastardly. They're looking to try and they're really going to weave in and out. Ragnarok, Freyja are looking to be a bit more sturdy, a bit more structured. And now we're going to get to see how the madness unfolds with the Symmetra teleport turrets on the point.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised Insidious is sticking with this Symmetra here. I thought it would just be a TP up to that high ground there and then swap over to a Tracer like we see Snoop on Freyja doing. But, you know, I do like to see the Sim. Everyone knows I am a Sim main right here, so I always like to see it be shown off here. And at the moment, it seems like Insidious taking control of the point, but oh no, able to find the first kill there on to Sept there. And again, Insidious so close to capping the first point here, just trying to find another kill at the moment while Freyja continuing this contest.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be traded out, a little bit of a 44 situation. The sponsor coming back in, but look at this. Snoop's out of the DPS for Ragnarok Freyja, kind of a bit of an awkward situation. Your teammate doing some fantastic rotations on the Lucia, really helping Sepp and Boxes kind of control this point, and you know, with Yaxim throwing in some kunais right there, gets a nice little headshot onto Baptiste. Marcel is in a little bit of a pickle, I dare say.
Yeah, they're in a little bit of a pickle right now, but they're going to come back in this next one here, 50% up on their ultimate. Boxes, though, biggest winner in that fight. Stayed alive, got a lot of damage, will have their Blizzard ready to go in this upcoming engagement. And hell, if they get it really fast, they could just open it with it. Wiley being very aggressive here on this Ram here. And here comes the Blizzard. Look at it, captures all 4 or 5 members of Ragnarok Freyja. And there it is, already a team kill here.
Oh, you hear the gong? It's on Nepal of all maps as well. It's the hometown for Wiley's Ramatra right here. Oh no, is trying to fight up that lead. I think after some ultimates being used, I think you're getting the juices flowing. Ragnarok Freyja coming up on 2 DPS ults of their own. Marcel coming up on a window, which may be the only support ultimate they have, concerning Insidious are coming up on a couple of them. So it's going to be an interesting kind of attack here. They're going to be trying to take out this little off angle, forcing out some shields, some cooldowns. Ragnarok Freyja really just finding time. The bitter end. So now the Blizzard isn't to play, but the rush is on, as you can see. And now the madness is unfolding inside the small corridors.
Here comes the Blizzard from GCG. They find the Axum right out of the box, is immediately able to try it out. Now the Annihilation from Wiley finds one on the Platypus. They're getting very low here, trying to keep themselves alive with a beat coming in just a little bit too late. They're Snop's able to find them. Spec though, able to find GCB right back. And you do see the wall come out there from Spec. But again, they get taken out there by Oh No's Annihilation. Now Box is trying to take care of Oh No here. Ragnarok Freyja not able to cap the point through all that, even though they were picking up some kills. Insidious though essentially have it on final fight territory.
Yeah, and the only ultimate they have is Yaxim's Katsune Rush. The only ultimate Freyja has is that window. Looks like they are going to cap that point, but no one has dropped for either side, so this fight is still very much on the works. Both support ults are used, but no one necessarily getting too much value. Looks like the Immortality field did come to a great cost, as Platypus is down. They try to swap to a Far Mercy a little bit, but winning that point control, you know, it was definitely in Insidious's favor, even though it did flip over to Freyja. The picks, who was out of the fight, who was really eliminated, that was all in Insidious's control right there.
Overtime commenced here. GCG falls there. Will we see anyone else get back here from Freyja? No, Insidious takes the first point here on Nepal. And like I said, I'm really going to give it over to the first team who's able to throw the first punch. Insidious, yeah, they lost, they lost the first member of the team fight there, but they were so well coordinated on point that they were able to win the first team fight and then cap the point first and just never really look back from there.
Yeah, that was basically a 0 to 100. They did get that point flip Freyja in the end, but it was kind of a, I would dare say, an accident. But heading to this next map, this is the one that I'm a little scared for Freyja, considering Insidious is very, you know, good at like zoning who they want to at the right times. Even it doesn't even matter what kind of composition it seems so far. But we'll put that to the test as GCG is coming out on a Hanzo. You're gonna get some range into the mix. That might be exactly what Freyja are looking for here.
Yeah, this map, with its long sightlines, does allow you to play a little bit more of a hit-scanning character like a Hanzo, an Ashe, Cassidy, maybe even a Soldier here or there. And you do see GCG just kind of hanging out in the back line, trying to just pepper in as much damage as they possibly can. Maybe find a lucky headshot here. But you immediately see Insidious here get on the aggressive, Wily having to pop this Nemesis form here to keep themselves alive. And now it's just Rock'em Sock'em robots right here. Both Ramatra's popping that Annihilation form. No one able to pop the head of the other, but Wily able to find Platypus out here early. Back here, trying to find the opposite tracer of Snop. They're not able to, but Insidious here slowly building up this first point cap, and they should be able to get it first.
Yeah, we love to see the angles that are happening right here. Box is on this kind of offside. It's doing so much work to the Hanzo. Eventually does find the pick there. Now the rest of the follow-up is there for Insidious. Ragnarok, Freyja, we're a little bit split there, I dare say. Snoops was on the plane, trying to deal with Skep right there, trying to direct the flow of the entire fight, but with all the other pressure coming on from Insidious, and especially I want to point out again, the kind of the speed from Insidious' support, it's absolutely doing wonders for him here.
Yeah, I mean, and look at this right now, Insidious being very aggressive, and honestly, I don't blame them. They've looked good so far here on Nepal. They want to try to keep Ragnarok Freyja away from the point as long as they can here, because even if they lose this team fight, you know, it's still going to be a little bit of time before they get back, but you immediately see the Immortality Field invested here by Freyja, and they're trying to keep Ono alive. The Pulse Bomb comes out, but Skep able to fight GCG, Yaxum, Wily, and Skep again finding all the kills they need, and yet it's going to be the second team kill for Insidious here.
Yeesh, that was pretty clean. That was pretty dastardly. But this is a very different look from last round, right? We're heading to about halfway territory, and look at the ultimates for either side. This is a very even fight. Maybe no support ultimates for Freyja, but given these last couple of fights, they play so spread out and play so punishing on the consequences they can do when they are spread out. You may not even necessarily need to just dump ults and win. As you can see, oh well, boxes though.
Yeah, a lot of being invested there by Insidious and by Freyja, really, to win that team fight. But the ones that Freyja invested were definitely invested to try to open up this choke point here, try to get themselves through. You saw the Dragons come out, you saw a Pulse Bomb come out, and that was really it from them. Insidious popped 4 ultimates there. They only have this Kasuni Rush coming up here. Ono might be able to win the team fight here with their Annihilation, and already a great start from them. Oh no.
You said it here first. Your teammate gets a nice little boop right there. Platypus tries to return the favor, but it looks like the fight is already going Freyja's way. I don't want to jinx it or anything like that, but it looks like they will cap that point. Nice little headshot. Marcel Scott cleaning it up, but I mean, Snoops on this Reaper, I think this is exactly what they need. They look to be a team that were opting for something more slow, something more sturdy, something more structured. All the fights that they did win were pretty, you know, happen all in one go. So it looks like they are getting the option of switching to a Reinhardt kind of composition. And you know, on this map it might be a little harder to do, but when you're against Wily on this Ramatra and the speed, as long as you can control at least one member of Insidious, you're pretty much good to go.
Yeah, and now Ragnarok Freyja wants to try to keep this aggression up a little bit. They don't want Insidious to get anywhere near this point, but they're allowing them to get through at least one choke point right now. However, really still no ultimates ready right now other than Yaxum Kasuni Rush, and that's how they're going to initiate this fight here. Ono, though, immediately shut Yaxum down here. Here comes the Dragons from GCD. The beat being invested here by Platypus as well. Maybe a little bit too much invested here by Ragnarok Freyja, but they win the team fight.
Yeah, put the beat on top of the Dragons. Oh man, look at that. Wily swimming over to that Reinhardt, trying to take the duel mano-a-mano. And when you just dumped a ton of ults for Freyja, you're definitely going to be looking at trying to get this kind of the choke point control in any sort of way you want. Skep are trying to alleviate that But you know, the Freyja still have this kind of angle, and we've Snoops on this Reaper again, just putting in so much value. Trying to stop Self right there, forcing out a recall. Oh man, your teammate with a nice little Lucio. Oh, look at that, the Reinhardt, all the way around.
Walking all the way around. Here comes the shatter from Ono. I don't think it finds anyone, but Yaxam able to, or falls right after the beat being invested here by your teammate as they want to try to retake the point. Blizzard coming out from boxes as Snoops pops their Death Blossom here. They're not going to be able to find anyone because they're caught up in that Blizzard. Look at that kill feed just light up blue there for Insidious. Platypus though going to try to keep this point alive for them right now. They do have GCG there as well, making that swap over to the Tracer. It's up to them to try to keep this point in their possession right now. Try to wait for their teammates to come back, but eventually Insidious takes point.
Oh man, yeah, GCG is going up to the Sombra. It's gonna try and solve this out. Snoops actually does find out Skep, which is pretty gnarly if you are looking to try and turn this point around fully. But oh man, the boops into the Yaxam just kind of cleaning that up. The rest of this is looking like a bit of a cleanup situation. Snoops did pick up about 2 right there. Marcel Scott gotta hand it to you right there. Oh, did try it. I mean, overall though, there's this really want to highlight. Like Insidious, they did go to that Reinhardt composition and they tried to go for like the, that choke diff, but it really all did kind of go onto that kind of last, like the choke point, like in the last kind of fight. That let that all happen. Ragnarok, Freyja, oh man, the Skep pressure was just on another level. It's not even just about the supports for Insidious. Skep is on a tantrum, and you pair that with the tank of Insidious right there. Oh my gosh! I mean, the rest is history.
Yeah, no, I will say this. Ragnarok Freyja really did look improved on that second point there. They got up to a 9-9, 9-9 essentially, but Insidious just throughout this first map really looked to be the better and more dominant team, especially on that first point. Yeah, they lost a member early, but they won that team fight just by, playing it smart, staying, within a good, keeping the spacing, good, making sure no one was basically getting double hit at the same time, and it really worked out for them there. And the pressure that they were able to put onto Ragnarok Freyja really seemed to give them a lot of fits. And honestly, the biggest mistake that we saw from Insidious was probably investing a couple too many ultimates into that entry hold there that we saw them try to put onto Freyja on the second point.
Yeah, and some strengths from Freyja. I think they recognized midway. I think the thing that was so good for them in the second round, they recognized that hey, we can just play something more sturdy. We can just switch to Reinhardt. Immediate value, and it's with the Baptiste, Marcel Scott on the Baptiste. Yeah, it's such a good composition for going up against Tracer things, especially when it's on that map specifically. The environmentals, the cliff. I mean, heading to the next map, maybe there won't be that same environmental kind of prowess, but as you can see, already a lot of nature improvements for Freyja. I think the front line was that's exactly what once they have a good kind of understanding of like, oh, how to really counter Insidious front line, that's when they moved up to that second choke point. And then yeah, it kind of fell apart after that, but they moved up there, and I think that's we're moving a step forward with that.
Yeah, I really think that's 2 right now. But again, Insidious taking this first map here. We're going into our second map here. I believe we were told what it was, but I couldn't hear. Hey, McMissile, where'd you go for a hybrid map?
Where would I go?
Where'd you go?
Anywhere in the world. I would go to, honestly, King's Row. dude, okay, if it's nighttime King's Row, let me be clear. Nighttime King's Row. Where would you go though?
I mean, I was just leading into King's Row here, but again, this is a weird map pick in my opinion, because essentially we just saw Insidious run a ram brawl on Nepal that entire time. Ragnarok Freyja picked the map, and as I always say, you pick the map because you think you can win the map. So they have to believe that they figured something out with that brawl towards the end of Nepal that's going to be able to get them over the hump here and tie this series up before we head into our first break.
That's absolutely fantastically put. I mean, we're seeing you could go Ram or Ryan on King's Row, but I think that if you are up against a Ram composition that Insidious looked to be more comfortable on, then Reinhardt, it may be kind of a tough choice. It's like, oh, how do we really can we do that? But like then it's like that's where the rest of the team kind of really comes in. That's where the kind of like reflexiveness of it all looks like. Okay, so it looks like actually Insidious is going to be the one opting for that Reinhardt comp, whereas Freyja running the Ramasha kind of brawl. Looks like Snoop's going to be trying to find that first kind of pick. Maybe they'll swip over to a Cassie as well as Skep, but so far it looks like Ragnarok Freyja are up against the shadow of their first round itself, first map self.
Yeah, and it's gonna be interesting to see how they come out with it here. Looks like they're enjoying themselves right now, just kind of grooving to the beat that your teammate is putting down right now. But I want to see how Freyja is going to come out here. Remember, this is a comp that Freyja's coming out with that essentially that Insidious said they like to play. This kind of pokey comp here with a Ram. Snoop's sticking with this Widowmaker any longer than maybe 1 or 2 pot shots is going to surprise me, but they immediately make the swap over here to the Hanzo.
Yeah, that shocks me too. It looks like they're going to another sniper. Ragnarok Freyja is still opting for this kind of long-range control, which I mean on King's Hero attack, you're definitely going to want to have, and it looks like you already have somewhat of an advantage considering Wiley's on the Reinhardt. Looks like both walls are going to be out. Looks like Freyja opting to go for that high ground, which is, oh my god, that's actually detrimental for Insidious. This is where the range really comes into play for Reinhardt, but now it's going to get kind of scary because eventually you are going to have to take that kind of map toe-to-toe kind of situation. Looks like they are going to play this very, very safely. They wrote down they made a Google Doc of how they want to do this rotation. Looks like it's working absolute wonders. Your teammates caught out. Well, yeah, Insidious they try to go to that hotel, but oh man, Ragnarok just controlled that so well. Now the rest of the damage is coming through.
Yeah, Ragnarok Freyja found that perfect target they were looking for there. Your teammate falling was exactly who they needed to go there, and that immediately allowed them to say, hey, we're going to take this fight down to even terms. They don't have their second support there, and it's going to make this a lot easier. You see your teammate coming back in to try to keep this contest alive, but honestly, that's only going to hurt them in the end, as they're going to be spawning back at that far spawn.
Oh, that's true. They gotta wait a couple minutes here. Well, a couple seconds. But look at this. It looks like Ono actually going to the Reinhardt. I love the egos for the tanks. Wiley's gonna be coming up on a shatter, which is gonna be the first, first and before Ono. But you've got this so much map control here, and you've got point control as well. And that's going to be a bit interesting though, because now Skep, I would dare say, has a bit more advantage here, heading into this kind of defense here with 4 minutes 45 on the clock.
Yeah, and Ragnarok Freyja is playing this incredibly slow here at the moment. But oh, that's a perfect wall coming out from them right here. They need to be able to take care of Wiley, where they're not going to be able to, but it does force out the immortality, or the damage that's coming out here from Marcel. The shatter, though, coming out from Wiley is huge. It finds 4 already. Snoop running for their life here. Wiley, though, wants to finish the job.
Oh god, that charge was so beautiful, just going to the horizon of their spawn right now as they pick up another one. It's a team kill. Now Freyja coming up on they're coming up on their DPS ultimates though. Your teammate coming up 30% faster on a beat though. I mean, that is something to think about. But I think Freyja they seem to be a lot more fluid on a King's Row. It looks like they are going to be pressing this. It's going to be interesting to see how Insidious defend this, considering your teammate just 20% off from a beat. Yeah, the advantage is pressed, and the rest. Oh man, this is a nail biter.
This immortality field from Yaxim has been huge. The Blizzard coming out from GCG captures 4. They just try to find the kills here. They already found 2, make it 3. The shatter comes out from Ono to clean it up, and it's a team kill here for Ragnarok.
I love the team kills going back and forth. You know, these teams are just boxing each other right now. Your teammate and Yaxim put in their ultimates that fight, and now it's going to be Freyja coming out on top of the fight and coming out with a beat to possibly counter both of DPS ultimates from Insidious. So it looks like the choke point is going to be pressed. This is the King's Row spot. Things can get very finicky. A wall comes out a little bit early, but the pin does come out. Looks like that's going to force out both immortality fields. And now, holy smokes! Now Blizzard comes through.
Blizzard's gonna look like gonna catch a couple here. It catches 3, but the beat being invested by Platypus will keep them alive here. Wiley though falls boxes, immediately trades it out. And however, look at that, Ragnarok Freyja coming alive here, picks up 2, make it 3. And they're gonna try to pick up the 4th when they're on the boxes. It's gonna be the second point capped here, and another team kill.
And a diff onto boxes right there. You're gonna be walking into this 4 minutes very happy if you're Freyja. Ooh, boxes swept off to the Hanzo. That's crazy. And now both Reinhardt's having shatter. Both teams having 1 DPS ultimate, but it's Marcel Scott with the window who might be giving this team an advantage if you are Freyja. But now it looks like the corners are gonna be held very close if you're Insidious. You know they've got a lot of time. You know they're very confident. Looks like that confidence is gonna come out in the form of a window and a pick. Yaxim is out.
Down goes Wiley as well. That damage is pumping a lot of damage. Oh no, able to find Sep there. And it's going to be a 3rd team kill for Freyja here just this round.
Yeesh. Alright, well, alright. Now we got that out of the way. Insidious. The slam and they spawn. And oh my god, you got the window, the fire strike kill too. And then he went for the pin, literally pinned the spawn door. Oh no, still killed him and got the Rhino. that maybe they don't win the fight, but Dexatron, I mean,
Yeah, I agree with you there. I agree with you there, McMissile. You don't win the team fight in the end, but you know what? That's an ego play coming out there from Oh No. However, though, ego plays aside, probably not what they should have done there. If they let everyone come out, pop that shatter, then it might have been a little bit bigger. You might have found, you know, a couple more kills, maybe finish the map. So, like, yeah, it's a great ego play coming out from Oh No, but it didn't necessarily help the team.
yeah, you're absolutely, that is very mature, very mature. Now, I mean, DPS helps for Freyja, but yeah, you're gonna be, you gave a lot of alt charge to Insidious. Your teammate has a beat. Looks like the Blizzard's gonna come out, but there's the beat to try and counter that. And now Wiley's caught out in a, Wiley's actually caught out in a bad kind of situation, but it's Boxers who comes out with a headshot. But now it's a 4v4.
Yeah, a huge beat coming out there from your teammates to keep all their team alive. The shatter coming out from Wiley as the Dragons come out from Snoops there. You're trying to see anyone find him. Oh no, those picking up all the kills right here. They're trying to find this Hanzo. They're gonna be able to find this Hanzo. Snoops able to find Nicc on their way back. Here comes the damage matrix. Now Sepp on this trade to try to keep this point contested. Your teammate coming back out as well, doing the exact same thing. This damage matrix is mobile on this cart right now, but you see Wiley come back out on the ball.
Yeah, holy smokes. They're really just going to try and sell this out. No, they know that maybe not a lot of picks are going to go their way, as they haven't necessarily been going their way about for around a minute. Platypus with a nice little headshot with the Skep right there. Love to see the Lucio get the kills like that. Wiley making a run for their money. They're still not dead yet, but they are very low. Oh no, knocks one out if you ask him, and now, oh, Wiley. I mean, they got it over a minute. But I think for this defense for Freyja, I think it's going to be a very, very different showing from what we just saw.
Yeah, it seems like this brawl comp that Freyja is coming out on has been giving Insidious a lot of fits, honestly. Insidious, I mean, it started from the start, basically. They allowed Ragnarok Freyja to get that high ground there. Snoops picking up the first pick there on your teammate essentially really just was the beginning and the end of that team fight. Yeah, you saw Insidious and Freyja commit into that one, but without that Lucio there for Insidious, it really hurt them on that first point, and Ragnarok Freyja immediately able to win it. Then Insidious, you know, I thought they might have gone a good team fight win there to kind of stabilize everything, but you immediately saw Freyja come right back out and pop a lot of ultimates. Both sides did, and come out on top, and essentially that's what got them that second point, in my opinion. And Freyja, you know, like I said, I felt like they got a lot better on that second point in Nepal, and they have really carried it over to the start of King's Row here.
Yeah, I was kind of like, oh, the Hanzo v Cowboy matchup from Skep. I was like, you know, that might favor Skep in a lot of different situations, and yes, they got about one really good fight win, but Snoop's really proficient on the Hanzo, and I think the rest of the team was really good at the kind of angles, but not even just the angles, just the kind of pressure, the damage, the threat, the Dragons as well. Frey had just a really good strategy around playing that kind of tempo, and I think it threw Insidious off, but now it's going to be Insidious running something a bit more long range, I dare say.
I mean, remember, this is what Insidious said they like to run. They like to run these poke comps that allow their DPS to kind of pop off right now. And again, a nice ice wall coming out there from Sepp does catch Ono out, and it does force the Immortality Field out here early. However, they're both out early right now, so, you know, this might force some teams to play back, but Platypus maybe playing a little bit too far forward there. Jackson finds them out, and now Ono cannot be speed boosted out of there. Snoop's almost being taken care of here, but Insidious gonna start slowly building up this point control right now.
Oh gosh, I think what happened, Boxes was so much of a, like, Boxes didn't even necessarily find any, like, so much like kill value. It was just kind of the presence. I think it threw off Freyja's kind of rotation. Henceforth, Platypus, oh, it's not over there. I see.
Wiley has his shatter ready. It finds 3. Can they find any kills over it? They find Platypus there. Oh no, shortly follows down goes Marcel, and GCG gets planted into the wall.
Ay caramba. That's crazy. I thought it was over there. I thought they're gonna go like, oh, okay, they captured the point, but we hold at the gate. No, none of that. Yeah, it's a very different, like, from attack and defense once they've switched kind of like over the round. Wiley opting to hold for this kind of second choke point here. It looks like they want to get this payload all the way across, and with 5 minutes to do so, that looks like a possible situation. But I mean, you've got Snoops back on the Hanzo, slipped off that Sojourn, and now it's gonna be now it looks like the compositions are a bit more evenly matched here.
Yeah, I'm actually really interested to see Boxes stick on this Widowmaker. Here comes the damage matrix from Marcel, but Box is immediately able to find, oh no, they're shutting me up for wondering why they're still on this Widowmaker. Actually, damage is coming out from both sides here, but Freyja losing their tank, it's gonna cause them to kind of play this really cautiously. And they lose Marcel.
Ooh, yeah, and oh no, the boop diff onto Platypus, that's a tough look. And the sniper differential, and 4 minutes 20 on the clock, and Lucio finds yet another pick. Oh goodness gracious, and a couple ultimates for Insidious, a couple ultimates for Freyja, but I think this is going to be beyond ultimates at this point in time, where it's going to be like, what, like 5 minutes? Oh goodness gracious, it was almost 6.
40.
Alright, Freyja gonna be holding to play a little bit more far back. They want to try and win one fight, and then the rest of the fight's there, so they're not going to press any aggression yet, they're just kind of airing the room out, you know, it's a little tense. GCG has the Blizzard, looks like they're going to try and cool it all off, but a beat comes out from your teammate.
And this should keep Insidious alive here, but GCG and Snoop able to find 2 here. Shatter coming out from Ono, immediately bonks Sep there to death, and you do see the rest of Insidious trying to get out. Wiley, though, just gonna charge themselves straight into the Foundry right there, like any good Reinhardt would.
Absolutely. Amen. And then, well, Wiley has the Shatter, and Ono does not have a Shatter. Just want to quickly point that out. You know, my stomach is turning at the thought. But Platypus has a beat. Skep has a Blizzard, and I think Freyja really they opted to hold this corner in particular. It's got a nice view of spawn. I think it's really good for the Mei walls as well. Looks like they are gonna try and push that with the dragons, but Wiley trying to return the favor with the Shatter of their own.
They won't find anyone there just yet. CGC falls right after your teammate falling right before that right now. Here comes the beat from Freyja. Wanting to kind of keep this fight alive here, not giving Insidious a lot of space here. You immediately see Platypus here trying to get the boop. They're on to Wiley. They're not going to be able to get it. Instead, they're going to be frozen for their troubles. They're going to be able to try to wall ride away here. Oh no, and Snoop's already fallen though, as Insidious turning this cart onto its final home stretch.
Yeah, 4 minutes still. You stalled it for about a minute. Oh no, not another diff. That one was that was a knocker as well. Snoop's going over to that Bastion. They're not playing around anymore. Marcel Scott has a window. Oh, but it's the action move pops it. Looks like Snoops does find out Wiley, and the touch is made from Oh no, a fantastic charge. Looks like they are going to be maybe having the advantage in this 5v4 if you are Freyja. Snoops is out, but it looks like, yeah, they are going to secure this. This is actually a really. Oh, wait. I don't want to jinx or anything.
Wait.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
No, don't do this.
Know?
They don't know.
God, it's so inconspicuous, dude.
Oh no.
I think it looks like Wiley's actually zoning him to stay onto that cart. So it looks like they may not get a scene. Oh no!
Oh! It works out in the end. They get the boop there onto Marcel. GCG gonna throw the Blizzard. Here comes the Shatter. It finds 3. That's a huge Shatter. Oh no, immediately falls there by the hands of your teammate. And now Insidious looking to end this round here and now. A double boop kill for your teammate. Your teammate coming alive here.
Oh my gosh, that was crazy. The play, the holy smokes. Right? Oh my god. That like I thought like he's not gonna get the C9. Not gonna get the C9. It's you die, come back again. Because Wiley was zoning Oh no to be on the cart as well. It just looks like so strong for Freyja. Because at that point on defense in particular with the Bastion. Oh my gosh, if you're holding basically your spawn doors, it's basically impossible for Insidious to dive the spawn doors. It's hard for them to even set up on point sturdily. It's hard to go after any targets. But when your teammate is chilling in the back line, doing something like that, man, I wish they were my teammate, dude. That's crazy.
Ready for battle.
Putting on a performance at the end of it, but a lot of help from the rest of their team. Wiley got that 3-man Shatter there, allowed, basically everyone on Ragnarok Freyja, they're incredibly low. Your teammate coming in, cleaning up the kills on that support, proving that supports can always find kills if they so want to. But now we turn the tides here to overtime. Ragnarok Freyja, a minute 37, and at the time we thought that was a very impressive minute 37 in the time bank. But then Insidious one-ups them by getting 3:03. So Freyja, they need to try to play this as fast as they possibly can. They don't want to have it be 40 seconds before we see the first team fight, because then you're basically only getting 2.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to the wire here. Skep on that Cowboy again. This is the kind of lineup that Freyja actually came out on top with, and yeah, it did take a very long time though. So looks like they are gonna try and do the same thing they did last time. Go for that kind of Haggard control. Let's see if Insidious have something to say about it, or are they just gonna let that slide? Yep, Snoop's going back over to that Hanzo. Now Freyja have this again, bird's eye view. Insidious opting to go for that hotel rotation again. Platypus not trying to get picked out like last time. But now it looks like point practice is going to be made. Insidious are going to put their heads to the grindstone here, trying to think about how they want to go about it. But it looks like a tick is already being made for Freyja.
Yeah, that's a good play by Freyja. Getting a tick early. Insidious maybe playing it a little bit too slow, but Ono finds one here to start. Gets rid of the Immortalica, but it's immediately traded out there by Boxes. However, Ono gets rid of Wily and Sepp, and Snoop's able to find Yaxim. However, Boxes able to keep this alive for a little bit here, just eating away at the time bank.
Yeah, we were talking about speed and efficiency. That was very well. It looked like I'm kind of surprised that Insidious didn't necessarily counter it. I think Freyja just have a really good understanding of that, because that's where Snoops comes into play yet again. I think now it's going to be kind of up to GCG and Boxes, kind of like last round, and now 30 seconds left. Insidious not holding the gate. Looks like Freyja are going to be kind of slowly kind of pushing their way forward. A nice ice wall to really try and cut off any off angles. Now it's going to be kind of getting down to the wire. Wily kind of figured it out with the rest of the team. Yaxim trying to look for more value, trying to get a little bit of percent charge for a window in these Kings Row London roads.
But you know, right now it's essentially final fight territory here. Insidious wins a fight here. They pretty much end this round. Ono gonna try to play it safe, make sure everyone on their team stays behind. No one wants to be the first one to fall here. An incredible ice wall coming out here from GCG. Here comes the shatter, but it only finds your teammate, and your teammate in Platypus first one taking out the shatter from Wily, able to find 3. Oh no, immediately taking out. Here comes the Blizzard from Boxes. It finds 1, but the Dragons find 2 from Snoops. However, they're frozen. They're not able to get back and touch the court.
No, they totally had that. Snoops is salty Snoops. Oh my gosh, that was a fantastic display of ultimates from both of these teams. Obviously, it's got to get that right off the bat. I love how it starts off with the May wall, and then the Ono was just in there, immediately shattered. Didn't even necessarily see everybody that they possibly could shatter before they did. And then that's kind of where Wily came in, you know, just kind of getting that off angle, that wide slam, and then that's where the kind of DPS alts came in for the team. But again, Monica pointed out to the kind of supports. I was like, oh, Yaxim might be trying to find more value on this Baptiste, trying to get some ultimate percentage for that kind of corner hold in specific. But I think with the angles that they were holding with the rest of the walls, and I think with Boxes on the May, a very kind of unique kind of play style with the May. It's kind of more so favoring kind of like just kind of isolate exactly one target, which is very hard to do if it's not like a tank or something. Box is very proficient at that. So, I mean, you're definitely not upset if you're Freyja though. You've got to pass this first point. You have a very solid chance at actually pulling something off with Snoops on the Bastion here.
I mean, you're definitely not upset, but you might be disappointed at what you got there, because
oh, definitely.
You had a support, you had a DPS right there that were frozen, that were not close enough to the card. They stay alive there and able to keep that push going. We might still be in overtime right now. Freyja, I think, had the right members there to win a team fight, and Box is coming out with the Symmetra. Ooh, I like what I'm seeing from them right here.
This is interesting. Yeah, they saw Freyja's kind of efficiency. They're trying to match that, top that even. Skep on the Widow might be a little bit dangerous too. We're gonna see how this kind of TP kind of play works out. In the meantime, everything's just kind of setting up, trying to find. Oh my goodness gracious, they're straight up just copying them. We're gonna see how Freyja is gonna deal with the taste of their own medicine. Looks like they are gonna go to this kind of hotel, kind of just holding them all off. Insidious feeling confident, feeling brazen, feeling like they're on top. They're feeling they're the top of the recess mountain. Looks like now they're going to be brawling on the point. Insidious did drop down, but they're going to find a gnarly looking Bastion right there. Nice play from Freyja. They didn't just like all sit in the hotel. They ran over to that kind of underneath the kind of ceiling kind of thing, and that's where Snoops really thrived right there. But a really good try from Insidious right there. I was a little worried.
And you do not want to see Marcel fall there if you're Ragnarok Freyja. Insidious is gonna get back in this team fight so fast. Oh, no. Insidious is gonna have a little bit of a walk to get back here. Maybe you get a taxi for them to get back, but it doesn't look like it at the moment. Step here, bumping over to the Freyja to try to get some more backline pressure on that Bastion and the supports there as well. But now another brawl happening on point, and oh, what a nice charge coming out. Step able to find Snoops there on that Bastion. No big damage coming out from there now, but Platypus able to find Wily right out there. There's a good kill coming out from her.
Yeah, holy smokes. Platypus knocking one out. That's going to be a lot of point control regained for Ono. And now it's even doubled with Marcel Scott putting on the window. Your teammates out of the fight, but Insidious are not out of this war just yet. With ultimates coming online, and they're the most impactful ones, I may dare say. Oh no,
Oh,
Skip.
that's a huge pick because it basically eats away into the final minute here. That's an even bigger pick. No beat left for Freyja now. Insidious can press this go button and know that they won't have a lot of time. The shatter comes out, doesn't find anyone. The dragon does force Ragnarok Freyja here to play point at the moment. The charge coming up from Wiley will find. Oh no, and the shatter comes out, and look at that. 3 members down for Freyja.
Ay. Wow, really well played from Insidious right there. I absolutely gotta hand it to Oh No for that shatter. That was some raw comp stuff right there. A handshaker, but oh man, the Insidious running this haunt on the attack, it's throwing Freyja for a little bit of a loop. Getting Platypus off with that beat, as you mentioned, that was just detrimental right there. Now it's gonna be 20 seconds left. You're not out of this just yet. You've got both DPS ults, but Insidious have both support ults. Looks like this is gonna be another nail biter.
Immortality Field coming out to keep Wiley alive. The beat coming out as well. Here comes the damage from Yaxum. Everything being invested here by Insidious. The Blizzard though coming out from CGC might be able, or GCG, gonna be able to force back Insidious here. Oh no, picking up the kills they need. Platypus getting all the kills they need here to keep Ragnarok Freyja alive. Boxes falls there, and they're trying to get rid of Yaxum now. That's the last member left, and Ragnarok Freyja gonna keep this series tied as we head into our first break.
Get your popcorn, get your popcorn, get your drinks. We've got a little bit of a show, I may dare say. NRFT, Fish, Bowsy, you're all wrong. Ragnarok Freyja just got one map and it was absolutely stellar, Dexatron.
Yeah, and like I said, Ragnarok Freyja really looked impressive with the raw comp towards the back half of that second point on Nepal. And as I mentioned, after their offensive attack there, it seemed like they finally found something that really put a lot of pressure on Insidious, finally found a kink in their armor. Yeah, Insidious had this incredible defense or offensive push as well, almost double the amount of time that Ragnarok Freyja had going into overtime there, but the Bastion pick from Snoops, in my opinion, was the perfect pick because it got rid of that shield and really forced Insidious to try to play around corners and not just be in the line of sight of Snoops.
Yeah, it came in such crucials. It didn't necessarily get too much value on those like 5 seconds on defense on the third point, but we saw it really come to fruition on that first point on that defense, especially when Insidious took out the Symmetra, the one straight out of your books, and went over to the high ground, wrapped all the way around, and then Freyja just went underneath the ceiling. Really caught everybody off guard. That was some fantastic stuff, and overall fantastic performance from both these teams. It's going to be interesting to see if Insidious are going to try and clap back with the same kind of things they've been doing, because it looks like Freyja have definitely studied them up on that Reinhardt.
But hey, Ragnarok Freyja able to tie it up here, but we are going to take a quick break. We have a series on our hands here. Make sure you guys stick around to watch the rest of it. right, welcome back everyone from that halftime break there. Our series right now tied at 1 between Insidious and Ragnarok Freyja. But let's give you guys an update on what is going on around Harmony Tier right now. Doodles is on top of Exhilaration 1-0 in that matchup. Mets Gaming on top of Jersey Boys 1-0 in that matchup as well. Same could be said for the Fire Breathing Duckies over the Fighting Potatoes 1-0 in that one. And Crystal is currently sitting on game point against Chicago Mafia 2-0 in that one there. But McMissile, this one right here is definitely one that a lot of people did not expect to have Ragnarok Freyja with a map win.
Absolutely, and it's heading to playoffs, so on that sense, it can definitely make sense. You know, playoff energy, and it's definitely true from Doodles. As we're just talking about over halftime, Doodles comes super alive during like playoffs or something. Like they're just an absolutely just stoked team. People scare them to just 3-0, 3-0, you know, just all the way. So heading to this, I think you're definitely gonna need some of that fire, and if Freyja can prove that they have such that playoff kind of fire, they're gonna definitely having to like be matching out like Doodles here. So Insidious, they definitely have a game on their hands.
But we do know what our next map is gonna be. We're heading down to the Australian outback. We're going to Junkertown here at McMissile. And remember, in my opinion, I think this plays into exactly what Insidious's team captain told us they like to play. That kind of poke comp. One that they can have those long sight lines so they can run double sniper and have the DPS pop off. And that first point of Junkertown leads perfectly into that.
Yeah, it's gonna be dastardly, especially considering how Kings Row went. We're definitely not gonna see some Reinhardt, some brawlers, and we could see Ramasha, but I think overall it's gonna be something that does indeed just, prefer that kind of style of play. Ragnarok Freyja are gonna be definitely having to get their heads to the chalkboard, you know, doing some Junkrat Roadhog sketches, you know, trying to clear this one through. I think given so far, I think we've seen some good like snipers from both these teams. The Hanzo has come out, and the Widow has come out from the side of Insidious, but I believe how do you think the kind of who do you think is going to be focused the most? Do you think it's going to be maybe a Lucio, a Baptiste, or do you think it's going to be more still that kind of tank line fight?
No, I feel like we're going to Junkertown because Insidious likes to play this pick comp here, so this pick poke comp, so they're definitely going to be going for a double sniper look that they said. So we're gonna probably see a Widowmaker and a Hanzo or an Ashe, in my opinion, from them. So they're gonna be looking for anyone that they can get those one-shot headshot kills onto, and that's gonna be how they want to open this up. Whether it's on those support lines or whether they're on those DPS, Insidious is just looking to get any small advantage.
Yeah, and this is absolutely dastardly if you're Insidious. You're running an Ana Zenyatta with the Ashe Tracer. You're looking at damage amplifications. You're looking at anti-nades that Ono can follow up on.
Teams are
and
backwards.
Sorry. Yeah, overall, very damage-oriented composition. As for Insidious, you're going to be running, you know, that classic double. This is basically a Circle Royale, but I think this is not the one difference from Circle Royale. Insidious, they're looking to run across these. They're looking to run laps. They're looking at like Jaguars out in this junkyard. We're gonna see how this kind of plays out. Insidious definitely, Freyja definitely gonna be trying to up Insidious at their own kind of game.
Yeah, Insidious on the attack here first. Like I said, they're gonna come out with this double sniper comp that I said. The Widowmaker and the Hanzo. They're looking for early picks. They're gonna try to chunk down Ono's mech here. They're looking for any headshot they can find here, and Snoop's kind of in a predicament right now. They're trying to get into this backline here to try to find anyone they absolutely can, but they're immediately spotted out. They're able to escape with their life, only for a moment though.
Oh man, yeah, and the picks were immediately kind of traded around here. Yaxim falling out for Insidious, that's kind of big. You don't have your Discords, which is again the Zenyatta's for both these teams going to be coming to big play here. But it looks like Boxes, a nice little long range shot to follow up. Oh no, is going to be under a little bit of stress here as the D.Va trying to eat up the shots left and right. Looks like Freyja are going to try and maybe get enough time for one more recontest, but it looks like Platypus cut out in the fields here.
Yeah, Platypus trying to just back away from that one, but Sep there on that Widowmaker and Deadeye so far able to find him off there. And now without that Discord orb that Platypus is able to put on to Wiley or anyone, it's going to force him to play a little bit different, especially as Oh No gets demeched here. Oh No though is going to be able to find Sep there. Marcel will get credit for the kill, but they're definitely trying to put a lot of damage on that, but the kills now going the way of Insidious, and everyone on Freyja kind of forgot about the card.
Oh man, that's a nail biter. No DPS are in for Insidious. It's just the supports versus the rest of Insidious. The Nano comes out onto Platypus. Platypus channeling the inner monk. The window comes out from your teammate. The sleep is onto the tank, and it looks like the ultimates are coming out from the side of Insidious to really just try and claim this one up. Wiley really just pressing the line now. The respawns are coming in for either side, but holy guacamole.
Yeah, and Freyja actually doing a good job here, just ticking off as much time as they possibly can. They wasted a decent amount there. 2 minutes was on the clock when they captured that first point, 4.5 now. And basically right now, if you're Freyja, I feel like you can kind of go back to a little bit of a brawly comp if you want. These streets right here are a lot more close quartered. You're still going to see them, actually you're seeing them make up a couple swaps here. Snoop's going over to a Genji. Doug coming in here on the Widowmaker now. That's an interesting pick. And oh no, going over to the Winston here. I want to see how this works out for them, because I feel like if they dive in, they can immediately kind of be bullied out by Insidious.
Yeah, I think this is I kind of like this look. It's the deviation from the diva kind of composition. You're leaving the stress that a DM would have to kind of eat up, but now you're just kind of really putting the pressure on Insidious. If it works out successfully, of course. As a nice little pick, does find Platypus. They're gonna have to be respawning as well as a couple others. But I think after that kind of swap, I think it was nice for the streets phase. But it looks like we're not gonna get to see necessarily too much of it.
We're not gonna see necessarily too much from it there at all. Insidious never taking their foot off the gas there on the street phase. One team fight and done, and now over 4.5 minutes here for them to push it to its final spot here on Junkertown. And again, you're seeing Freyja come out here with at least one swap. Ono going over to the Sigma.
Oh man, yeah, another tank kind of swip. I think this one might be a really good one. A nice deflect onto Sep right there. Nice left ahead shot at that. Is going to get traded out, but I think with the Sep falling out, you definitely the control is for Freyja, who still have that Widowmaker. Oh well, unless something like that happens.
Yeah, Platyp playing a little bit too far up there on that Zenyatta. You don't want to be that far up, especially with how deadly boxes can be on that Hanzo so close. But Platypus does have this Transcendence ready to go here, but they're gonna swap off and go to the Kariko.
It was Freyja just playing around trying to find exactly what fits, and hey, with like 4 minutes left, I mean, each moment matters. They know that. They're gonna be really putting it to the test here. They're coming up on a nano boost, maybe trying to build up a nano blade if they do have time. But yeah, this double sniper from Insidious is very scary. Oh no, taking on that Sigma duel. It's coming into advantage more so here in this third point when your kind of backs are to the wall. No really off angles. This barrier gets a lot more value. But now it looks like maybe it's gonna be trying to take away with a nice little dragon to start this fight off.
Snoop's kind of getting stuck out there as trades happen here to start the fight. Insidious currently in the lead numbers-wise, but Freyja needs to get to this card right now to keep this contest alive. Snoops does have this Dragon Blade ready to go. They're probably waiting for Marcel to come back, but they won't live long enough to see that. We do see Ono getting bouldered out of that grass there. Here comes the flux from them, but it's immediately counted out here by the Transcendence from Yaxum.
Yeah, and Boxes finds yet another pick. Very proficient. Snoops does deflect it. That's the second deflect. He's technically deflected both snipers at this point, which is, nice. But Wiley, a nice little Sigma differential right there. That's going to be a bit of a stall, a bit more so. Platypus comes in late on that Kiriko with a nice little double strike. Saw it out a little bit more, but Freyja, I really did admire this constant composition swips, the change up of tanks as well. But I think after losing that kind of momentum in the first kind of point, Insidious just took it in stride, step by step. Freyja couldn't really find a solid ground to really build up exactly just one clean fight win going their way. They got picks maybe sometimes from Snoops. Dougie also applying some fantastic, some angles on that Widowmaker, but I think at the end of the day, once they eventually did swap over to a Sigma, which is something that looked to be their more sturdy kind of fitting, really goes head to head with Wiley. The time you finally did that in was kind of in that kind of third point of Junkertown. The ultimates were coming in for Insidious, and you saw how that last fight went. Yeah, a barrier came up from Ono. Yeah, it was all looking pretty sturdy for Freyja, but the Insidious, the pressure was the momentum was just definitely going their way there.
Yeah, and Ragnarok Freyja not being able to use a lot of ultimates in that last round there really hurt them. We saw Platypus get off of the Zen with a Transcendence to go over to the Kariko. Never necessarily saw them build up the Kitsune Rush coming out for them. I believe we might have only saw like 2 or 3 ultimates come out from that entire round. They were making swaps incredibly fast. Like especially second point push basically was one team fight and over, and you saw some members of Freyja immediately make some swaps, and you see Insidious coming right back out with what they ran on offense here. Remember, this is their map pick. They wanted this map because it allows Boxes and Sep to absolutely pop off. And we saw that a lot in that first round here. Now, it's going to be up to, in my opinion, Oh No to try to shut some of them down. But if you do not get any pressure onto those onto that DPS line here for Insidious, you're just going to end up with a really rough round here.
Yeah, I think we're actually seeing the same kind of composition Freyja went out with on the defense. Seeing it on attack, I think that's definitely going to be more so going their way and the kind of pressure they do want to have, especially with Steve's on the Genji. I'm just not going to talk about, the initial pick of this fight. You still got some time going for you. You still got that kind of point progress. As you can see, Ono on this Winston already proving to be quite the intimidating factor, but it looks like Sep picking up yet another Widow differential onto Doug right there, a headshot at that. And now maybe the fight is coming to a little bit of a stagnant kind of stalemate here. Nice deep push though.
Yeah, we're in this point. We're in this choke point right here, and with Sep just being able to find headshots here, it's even forcing the trade here for Dougie going over to the Reaper now as they want to try to get some pressure onto anyone, and they do find Sep there, but Sep gonna be able to get themselves out of there. And the Discord Orb getting onto Dougie pretty much just forced him to fall back. Yaxum able to find Snoop here to get everything started though.
Oh, the Zenyatta still being captured with Insidious, still doing some major value. The Discords as well. Looks like Boxes finds a nice little pick on a Dougie right there, who swipped over to that Reaper. Bit of a switch him up here. Snoop's also going to the Tracer. Freyja trying to opt for something a lot more divey, a lot more close up in your face, which is again acting on the kind of premonition that they are up toe to toe with Box and Sep, toe to toe with Yaxman, your teammate. But a lot of the time the range is very much kept for the side of Insidious. Snoop's running around.
Yeah. Freyja needs to get something going here. They need to find a pick, and hey, look at that. They immediately find it right there onto Sep. Now they can dive in on that backline. The damage rates will come out from your teammate here and the Immortality Field as well. Snoop so close to this Pulse Bomb, does find Boxes, but Yaxon will be able to take him out. However, Dougie coming in finds the support line, and Oh No, able to find Wiley there. Freyja keeping themselves alive here in what was honestly a little bit of a slow start coming out for them, but they got the kills they needed to. And weirdly enough, Insidious kind of just let them push that cart. I felt like that was the wrong thing they could have done there.
Yeah, I think the pressure coming out from Freyja, I think not using a single ultimate for Freyja, I think that came into kind of some pressure plays there, some kind of tensities. Ooh, I mean, did indeed fly right into the web right there. Oh no, out of the fight. But Insidious, they switched over to a Cowboy. They felt as though Snoops was just kind of that big kind of pressure, and when Dougie actually did get to go up in your face, yeah, Insidious are definitely looking at this composition a little bit differently.
Yeah, but like you said, 5 ultimates ready right now for Ragnarok Freyja. Yaxum does have this Transcendence about to come up. Here comes the Kitsune Rush, but Platypus immediately falls. Dougie, though, comes in and finds Boxes to even everything out. The Nano coming out here onto Ono. They're going to be diving onto this Widowmaker here, and they're going to have to force out their Primal Rage here, or would have ended in their death. But they're so focused on Sep here that there's no one else falling here. Yaxum gonna pop that Transcendence to keep them alive here. Wiley will boulder Dougie to death. Sep coming right back into the fight, finds Snoop, but Ono able to get Sep there finally.
No, oh no was on Sep the entire time, even used a Primal and was on him for the very last moments, and still, Sep found a headshot onto Snoop. That's some fantastic stuff, a title play from the Widow of Sep all around this entire map. You got about 3 minutes if you're Freyja though, still got 2 DPS ultimates, no Transcendence if you're Yaxum, and all the time in the world if you're Freyja. Trying to go for that high ground play, Boxes on that Torb, oh my goodness, he's gone.
A huge pick there for Snoops. This could get Ragnarok Freyja here to the second point. They just need to continue finding the picks here. They need to try to get rid of your teammate on this Baptiste right now. They're on the high ground, but you do see Sep up there as well. Now, Oh No diving on this high ground. Wiley coming back on to this Sigma right now, but Dougie does have this Death Blossom ready to go here. I wonder if they're going to invest it here.
Yeah, it's gonna be very tense again. Looks like Box is looking to contest, but oh no, already picked up 2. The Blossom gets boxes, and holy smokes, the rest of the fight is very much so going the way of Freyja.
Yeah, Freyja desperately needed that one here. The time bank, even if Freyja does complete this map, will still be in favor of Insidious here, but you're looking at Ono here, trying to dive onto Yaxon. They're going to be able to find him there. That's a huge pick. It will allow them to kind of push this cart freely a little bit here before Insidious probably tries to come back in this one. But look at what Insidious is doing here, making some swaps. Sep going over to the Reaper, which we just saw die there, and Box is going over to this Mei. So that double sniper comp that they like to run pretty much goes away here on this third point. They made it work really well on the offensive side, but on the defensive side, they're going for something a little bit more brawly here, in my opinion. And look at Freyja right now. Oh no, swapping off the Winston after they got that kill on the Yaxum. Now on the Ramatra.
Yeah, they immediately noticed that composition change, and they're saying, bring it on, pull up. Oh no, and with basically both support ultimates to Freyja, this is looking very scary if you're Insidious. Really, oh man, a lot of pressure onto Ono there. I should have rephrased. Insidious have a lot of pressure on this high ground. Let me just make that very clear. Gonna force out a Kitsune from Platypus, and now the ultimate coming out from Wily onto the cart. Wily is a little bit uncontested, I dare say.
The Yaxum able to take care of Dougie there as they come back down the earth. Steph finds Snoops there. And honestly, right now, if you're Freyja, get out of this fight. Don't stagger yourselves any further than this one. Try to keep these 3 members alive so when the other 2 members who fell can come right back in. You can go right back, but Marcel falling there is not what you wanted to see.
God, Steph went over to the Reaper and diffed him, dude. That's tragic. A pulse bomb coming out only gets really an mortality field. Really just trying to stop the momentum from Insidious right there. Nobody likes exactly what was gonna unfold right there. Now Steph having the Blossom. Snoop's going over to that Cowboy. Coming up on some important ultimates, but their tempo ultimates at that. Insidious looking to really lock this down at a minute 30. They still have control of this high ground, and they're looking to not leave it. Not they don't want it to escape their clutches, but Freyja are walking up to do just that.
Yeah, Freyja's gonna try to get, like I said, take control of this high ground immediately. Pop the Nemesis form right there, but Dougie falling here early. Yaxum been really good at finding picks on this Zenyatta. Both immortality fields out here, and the Transcendence coming out, but oh no, gonna wait for that Transcendence to go away before they pop their own Annihilation. They're focusing in here onto the supports. They find both of them, but they're gonna get frozen here and immediately taken right back out for another team fight win here for Insidious.
Darn, Box is coming in huge right there. That Blizzard, oh man. Yaxum gonna be going over that Kiriko as well, which just makes matters even harder for Freyja. And you're coming up on a Blossom, but that last fight, I think maybe it was like, it did go to the successes they were looking for. I think Insidious are a little shooken. They know, yeah, they are gonna be playing a little bit more fancifully on this high ground, maybe not as brazen, but Freyja are now up with a challenging question and only have 30 seconds to answer it. It's, how do you want to deal with this high ground?
I mean, it looks like if you're Dougie, they want to just try to get to the card here. The damage matrix immediately coming out here from your teammate. Gonna force basically Freyja to fall off that high ground. Snoops immediately falls to there. So does the immortality field. And here goes the rest of Freyja right now. It's only really up to Ono and Dougie on card. Dougie's gonna force out the Death Blossom, but get bouldered to death. And Insidious now 1 map win away from moving on to the next round.
And you know what? Gotta hand it to him. Ragnarok looked super scary on that attack. I mean, but then they were the ones who ended up coming out, getting a really good solid hold, putting their foot down, saying, no, you stop here. And with fantastic composition swaps, Ragnarok Freyja even pulling out the Ramacha to try and deal with it. I think I've never seen such high ground control on Junkertown third point. Go to the levels and rates that Insidious brought it out to. How would you go around? How would you go about that high ground? Would you ignore it till the very end, or?
It's such a difficult thing, that high ground on Junkertown, especially third point, because of how it rotates very slowly. You kind of have to play around that as well. But I felt like we kind of saw what you need to do if you're Insidious there on the defensive side. keep it up there, try to force that team, the attacking team, to come up there and bring the fight to you, because you're gonna get in probably a lot of damage and force out a lot of abilities from that other team that's trying to come fight you on even grounds there. And it seemed like almost every time that Ragnarok Freyja went to go up there, you know, there was always 1 or 2 members of their team flanking, but it just never seemed to matter. It seemed like everyone on Insidious was spaced out perfectly, to a lot like we saw on map 1 of Nepal. Insidious spaced out perfectly, never really made sure that they were never really the targets of being double killed a lot by one person, and just an incredible defensive round from them. But remember, they picked that map. They know how to play that map. They played right into what comps they like to play. The attack showed it. They played double sniper the entire way, something that going on at that third point I don't think should work, but they made it work.
Yeah, holy smokes. And oh man, they're like another thing that I saw that was like, oh, it can't work, and then did work. Ragnarok Freyja going with the Winston defense. Again, you know, the first maybe defense overall it didn't necessarily go too well. It took a lot of time to find their footing. Eventually did find that segment, but they're trying out the Winston dive defense with the Ashe and Tracer, the Zenyatta, the Discords, the Ana. That looked like a mean composition, is straight up. But Insidious is doing really good at holding their ground, making it hard for if you do, you know, on the first point, if you do dive it, you are a little caught out open. So okay, makes sense. Head to streets phase. Then we see another kind of light switch up. You know, just kind of more so for the kind of streets reaching those high grounds. Oh yeah, sorry, Diva on the first point, and then switching to the Winston on the streets. And Winston on the streets, it's like, okay, you dive in, boom, you just get to lay down all of your abilities, your cooldowns. Those snipers are as good as gone. But they could never find their momentum with that. They could never find just one target to go on. Insidious, again, as you mentioned, playing out so spread out. They really understand how to play around step, how to play around the values everybody gets at the right times. You know, overall, Freyja looking like Insidious looking like a very reflexive team. They know exactly how to take advantage of when people get dove on and whatnot. That's why we saw the Sigma come out at the very end. But overall, I think Freyja they are not fed up just yet.
Yeah, no, Freyja, remember, they're going to have this next map pick here. They're going to play into what they like to play, what they want to play. But again, when I asked their team captain what maps they like to play, they named 2 right off the back, King's Row and Coliseo.
Oh,
and they're bringing us to Coliseo here. So they really liked King's Row, and they looked really good on it. And they won that map. So maybe go to Coliseo here. They're going to win the map as well to force a winner-take-all, keep your season alive map 5 here. But at the same time, Insidious looked like an entirely different team than what we saw in King's Row. And hell, maybe even a little bit in what we saw in Nepal. In Nepal, we only saw them play the Brawl, and they got to work. On Junkertown, they played their go-to and favorite pick comp, and it excelled.
Yeah, and it's that's why Coliseo again is just going to come into such complexities here. I absolutely believe in Freyja, you know, choosing this. You know, it's like Ragnarok, Thor, mythology. Of course, you got to go to the Colosseum of Rome. But I mean, given so far these histories between these two teams, as you've stated, if it's looking to be something a bit more brawly, even like this is brawl, even with the May as well, the May on Insidious, the King's Row, you can't count that out either. You can't count out. Oh, okay, well, screw the May. Apparently, it looks like both these teams have a very big plan of their own. It's looking to be quite the ego head-to-head here.
Yeah, a mirror match across the board. Not what I expected to see here, but Insidious coming out on this brawl comp. I mean, we saw it work on the first map of Nepal, but when Freyja went over to the Rhine, it seemed like they found the tank that kind of shuts down Insidious's brawl here. So it's going to be really which one of these Rhines, in my opinion, can get the value first. But Boxes finding GCG out early is huge.
Yeah, we saw Sep getting a lot of value on the sniper last round, but we cannot forget how much of a detriment Boxes has been in a lot of the long-range tools throughout this entire series. I mean, now, yeah, we're definitely going to see the fight going Insidious' way, but, you know, that's just the first fight, just how some things may go. You're not out of it just yet, and Wiley, you know, looking to press up a little bit.
And this is honestly what you should do if you're on this Rhine here. Oh, but they could have got that charge. But Wiley maybe pushing up a little bit too far, taking too much damage there. Ragnarok Freyja needs to go on the offensive now. Try to get some more members of Insidious out before Wiley is able to come back in to this fight and put up that shield.
Yeah, you know that meme with the guy going like now with the Thunder Eyes. That's exactly what happened. Oh no! Immediately applauded that with a nice little pick on the Yaxen boxes. Still a bit of a menace. Knocks out Dougie right there. A headshot. Knocks out GCG right there. A headshot. A dip as well. Oh no! Is looking to live up to the name right now as the rest of the fight is still unfolding.
Oh, but this pin could be huge right now. They might be able to find Wiley here, but the Immortality's gonna come out to keep them alive. The Shatter, though, won't find anything. That's able to find him. Dougie, though, able to find boxes. However, bot back in control here of Insidious. And if you're Ragnarok, or if you're Oh No, maybe you invested that Shatter there a little bit too early. If you're gonna stick on the Rhine, why use it then? It was just you and against three members of Insidious there.
Oh no is accomplishing things that no normal person could possibly understand, Dex. We're in the same boat. Oh no! Boxes. Another gnarly headshot onto Dougie right there. Dougie is sobbing right now. Get some tissues. Get some tissues in the lobby. Now Insidious with some ultimates, they're gonna start pressing with them. They know this fight is already a 45, and they just kind of make the rest of. Hey, oh no, a nice little dip right there. Looks like maybe they're trying to rebound from that shatter from earlier. The map's not over just yet, and I mean, it looks like you are looking to get some members back alive, up and running.
Yeah, but with Ono still in this fight, Freyja's going to try to make sure they don't allow Insidious to push this bot or this barrier any much further than where they are right now. Box, though, on that opposite high ground might be a little bit dangerous, and if you're Freyja, try to get them out of this fight here early. They have been someone that has constantly been picking up pick after pick and essentially ending team fights truly before they even started. But this is a huge dragon from GCG, but the Shatter comes out from Wiley here. Captures 2 in it, but Wiley not finding anyone. Instead, it's Oh No finding a double.
Yeah, and another nice little diff as well. Loving the King's Row reminiscence. Anyone remember how those diffs went? But looks like nice little stagger on the boxes right there. A key player in a lot of these fights, as you mentioned. Looks like we're gonna see some ultimates maybe coming into play, but they're windows at that, so it's looking to be a very tactical kind of fight. Tactical is exactly what you're gonna need if you're gonna have 4 people pressed up onto this high ground.
And you immediately see Wiley go charging into the damage direction coming out from Insidious right now. GCG trying to find anyone they possibly can. They know the Tracers in the back line and just denying them anything there. A great start for Freyja. Here comes a Shatter from Ono, but they die immediately right after to Yaxem. So now Insidious does have the advantage here, and they're going to force it out as well to keep everyone supported here as Platypus pop their feet right now going. And again, the pulse pump coming up from Dougie, not able to find anyone. Insidious holding on this lead, but only holding on by 4 meters.
Yeah, it's not out just yet. Oh my goodness gracious, the fight is still not over. This is how Rome did it back in the day. A nice pick on the Lucio, a nice window angle as well. But it looks like a false bomb coming out. Looks like Dougie is going to be picking up some kills though. And then Oh No just kind of okay. Oh holy smokes, dude! I totally thought that fight ended. I'm loving the spear from Freyja right here. It looks like they are going to be taking the lead with that. Dougie with 3 and a headshot onto Step right there. That's some beautiful stuff.
You're going to take the lead here if you're Freyja. Honestly, I'm surprised we didn't see Oh No go on to that high ground right there and try just to be an offensive lineman for as long as they possibly could. But probably doing what they're doing is a little bit smart. But the speed was going to come. The Dragon's also coming out from boxes. It might be huge here. They won't find anyone, though.
Oh, yeah, looking to be a bit of a zoning ultimate, some may say. Looks like Wiley coming up on a Shatter, Freyja coming up on a Pulse, but it looks like the main kind of thing is the kind of front line, because right now Insidious is pressing it to the max. This is some Mad Max stuff, a charge to add onto it. Still not getting necessarily too punished, but it looks like it's going to force that immortality field.
Shatter comes out here from Wiley. It does find Ono, but they're not able to keep themselves up alive here much longer. Marcel takes care of them, and now Insidious is trying to clean up a couple kills here. This might be a fight that gets them to this forward spawns.
Oh man, GCG popping off that one. I believe that was 3 or 4, and one of them to note was a nice diff onto boxes right there. Must feel good, especially as you're heading into almost 60 meters. But yeah, boxes still, yeah, Insidious is most definitely not out of this just yet. Ultimates to spare for both sides. This is going to be intense. It looks like Freyja going to be looking to opt for a 5v5 scenario here, and that's exactly what you're going to need, because this is going to be a numbers game for all to watch, especially considering Wiley doesn't have a Shatter.
Yeah, but you look at it right now for Insidious. They have ultimates that could immediately cancel out a Dragons and a Shatter right now. And they're close to a beat and damage metrics of their own here. Here comes the Dragons from GCG. The Shatter coming out from Ono is going to be huge as it captures a couple in it, but the beat coming out for your team to keep everyone alive. No one's fallen just yet. Pulse Bomb being invested here by Sep right now. Doesn't find anyone as well. So ultimates coming out left and right here, but necessarily not finding anything from either side. Platypus, though, immediately finds Wily there. Dougie, though, does fall. However, Ragnarok Freyja still does have their tank swinging that hammer around.
Yeah, this is getting tense. Skep really just tearing up, you know, just running around, running circles. Oh no, you know, just spinning the shield at the very end. I think a very big thing to kind of know is how Ono kind of leads a lot of these fights with the Shatter. Maybe doesn't get necessarily too much follow-up on with those Shatters, but it's just to kind of, just for the sake of the stun. But it looks like, oh man, Sep on this Tracer, this threat is just, oh my goodness gracious, just running circles, running laps around this track of Coliseum right now.
Dragons coming out here from boxes. Platypus falling way late there in that team fight. It's gonna hurt them because Insidious might be able to take the lead here, and they're not gonna be able to. 2 meters away, and it's just a Tracer. Dougie throws the Pulse Bomb. Immortality Field coming out for Insidious to keep themselves supported through the one. Now Ono gonna be here swinging that hammer around looking for anyone, and they're finding a lot of damage here. Already 3 down, make it 4, now make it 5 as GCG finds Sep there for a team kill.
Eef. Now, gosh, that was so close. 2 meters. These two teams have been edging that bot just closer and closer. Just so close to each other. It's crazy. And now, like Insidious, you're looking to maybe do another kind of Shatter duel, but Freyja are looking to definitely be in a large advantage here. They try. Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, but the Immortality Field's gonna keep Insidious alive here. Freyja could have easily got the forward spawns off that. Dragons coming out here from GCG finds one. They find a second one after that, but GCG immediately taken out there. Now Dougie here trying to get this first point, but they're not gonna be able to.
Yeah, the bot's slowly creeping away, but it looks like the rest of the cleanup is going to be coming in for Freyja. Everyone converging on that point soon. Boxes, YOLOs, try to score it, is going to get caught out. Eventually, maybe not. Okay, yeah, Dougie does clean it up, and the payload is got, I mean, the push bot is got to that checkpoint. A window to really just kind of clear out any other enemies that may be cut out, but those enemies have about 3 ultimates and about 1:30. They're looking a bit feral, I may say.
But right now, Ragnarok Freyja has these forward spawns. They have a good lead right here. Insidious, like I said, does have 3 ultimates ready to go. Boxes over halfway to their ultimates. So almost 4 ultimates ready to go right now. If you're Freyja, just try to force out some of these ultimates right now. And Yaxum popping that damage bridge there is one you would like to see get gone. If you could somehow force your teammate to get rid of that beat as well, you would love it. Platypus finding boxes there. Gonna keep this fight alive here, but Insidious has taken control of the bot here with under a minute to go.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, just kind of stalling this out. Does actually get a pin onto your team. I believe it's about a 4v3 scenario here, maybe. But oh yeah, it is indeed going to be going the way of Insidious with time. But overall, a nice, pretty stall. You've got about a fight or so left. Oh man, and the ultimate's coming into play.
Yeah, ultimate's coming into play right here. Look at that. Yaxum used their damage measures in the last big team fight. Already
Boxes.
almost 50% there. Boxes, a huge pick. Ragnarok Freyja now. It's going to be a very close fight. However, Insidious will have to have the bot stop because of the forward spawns here. Shatter coming out from Wily only finds Dougie, but it's a huge pick.
Yeah, immediately just solo slam onto that enemy around her. Trying to, oh man, that was a really good play from Wily. I'm not gonna lie. The beat comes out to really keep everyone sustained as well. It looks like a Baptiste differential gonna be applied, and holy smokes. Okay, if you lose this fight, you still do have time. You still do have time, but not a lot. Dougie just chucks one in there, does get a nice little diff, but this is looking to be a regroup, and you don't have a lot of time left.
Don't have a lot of time left, but if you're Freyja, you have the time the bot takes to stop here right now to kind of stop for a moment. Get back out here. You need to get back out here fast. That lead you have will go away fast as well, and they don't have any ultimates right now. You want to commit to this fight before Yaxum gets that damage matrix.
Ooh, a nice Dragons just trying to cut off some members. Looks like Dougie making a bit of trouble in the back lines. Your teammate gonna clean it up. That window, Yaxum, yeah. Oh man.
It's up to Platypus now on this Lucio, but it's 1v5, and Wiley gonna take him out here for a team kill, and it's gonna be what sends him on to the next round of the playoffs.
Choi's right. Hopefully we don't see Insidious get immediately knocked out by Jersey, but Freyja, that was a very for playoffs. I know things get stressful. It's like, oh gosh, we might actually get kicked out if we don't win. But you know what? That was a really good like showing. Like they didn't look lost. It's not like, oh, we should give Ragnarok some tips or something like that. They knew what to do. Boxes just seemed the DPS line from Insidious, as well as like how well it works with everybody else. Wiley really learning from Freyja's tank, learning. That's what helped really get them through. But I think Insidious, the DPS lineup was just phenomenal all around.
I really think Junkertown really helped the Insidious DPS line get a lot of confidence in their aim, their boxes, sticking with that Hanzo onto Colosseo here. And we saw multiple fights find early headshot picks onto multiple people. And it was just something where, yeah, even though Ragnarok Freyja had built this lead, if boxes could find an early pick before everything kind of happens, it immediately makes you think that Insidious is still in this one here. But going back to what you said about the series ending here, Ragnarok Freyja put up a hell of a fight. They really did. And I honestly thought we were going to be going to a map 5. Insidious, though, just able to edge them out on Colosseo, in my opinion, here. It was a great series by both of them. I really wish, though, we would have been able to see a map 5.
Yeah, I was also secretly hoping for it. I know we both said at the start of the cast, let's go Freyja, and then try to stay as unbiased as possible. That was some crazy stuff coming out. And in those last fights, I mean, they had the lead, and then like I think in that end, I think with Ono charging right out of spawn just like that, almost got counterpinned by Wiley there, but did Jaja, just kind of flew in the air. I think how they kind of handled that last fight, maybe it was like the Tracer going in the back line, Dougie trying to tear stuff up, but the window coming out on an off rotation, like you weren't expecting that to be in their cycle or anything like that. Just when it comes down to something like one kind of fight, just one mistake like that, I mean, you can't really walk away too upset if you are that. I think that was a good show all around. GG's. Do you have any MVPs or anything like that?
I think boxes. Like Wiley was great throughout the night, but boxes came alive in the last 2 maps and just really made it a problem for everyone on Ragnarok Freyja. I would give it to boxes, but again, I feel like we always kind of overshadow the support line. The support line did incredible tonight for them. There were a lot of immortality fields and beats that Insidious used to keep themselves alive in team fights that I thought when we saw ultimates coming out and ice walls coming out would immediately mean the team fight was over. Great kind of support play coming out from their support line really kept them in a lot of team fights that they probably should have lost.
Yeah, it was some crazy stuff, especially when like they had both support ultimates, both DPS ultimates, the way they used and especially when there was a Mei in the mix. Oh god, King's Row, that'll be one for the memories. But overall, yeah, boxes. I'll give it to Seb just so that way their egos don't, competitive with each other heading to these playoffs. Obviously, I also got to shout out the tank and the support lines for Insidious, especially the sports. But Seb, totally popping off on Junkertown. Let the boxes do a lot of the long range work. And when you see that kind of complementary of DPS, how that really works together in a lot of those like mid fights as well. Oh man, we're not even talking about the ultimate economy for either of those players. And I love the respect from Insidious as well. They didn't treat this as like, oh, we're gonna steamroll Freyja. It seemed like each player really got to a nice level with everybody. So
yeah, but before we sign off here for the night, let us give you one last look here at the overall, or just some scores from around Harmony Tier right now. Doodles is currently sitting on top of Acceleration 2-1 in that one. Jersey Boys and Mets Gaming. Mets Gaming is currently sitting on top of Jersey Boys 2-1. Some other scores, actually finals from some other games here right now. Pew Pew Plunderers fall to the Luminous Foxes 3-1, and Chrysalis sweeping the Chicago Mafia 3-0 in that series. Fire Breathing Rubber Duckies and Fighting Potatoes currently tied at 1 here. So a lot of action still going on around Harmony Tier right now. But McMissile, this will do it for us here tonight.
yeah, GG's all around to these matches. This game in particular, all those other ones. Oh man, dude, I'm like, so excited to see some of the replay codes for some of these games. It's the first day, obviously. Everyone like already has their presets of like, all right, we got beef with you. I know you down to the wire. And so yeah, a lot of these matches already like 1-1s, 2-1s. There's gonna be some crazy upsets.
But like I said, that will do it for us here tonight. For myself, McMissile, Nicc, MrMtnMike, and I'm probably forgetting one person in that also helped out behind the scenes today. Thank you everyone for coming out tonight. You guys watched in what I believe both me and McMissile would say was an incredible series here in the Harmony tier to start off the playoffs. But make sure you guys stick around. Is there a podcast after the show tonight? Yeah, so stick around. Silver Slander will start here momentarily, and make sure you guys stick around for all the remaining playoff action this week and the weeks to come. But again, for myself, Dexatron, and for McMissile, I hope you all have a great night, and see you next time.